Celtic religion viewed the divine as intrinsically linked to the natural world. Unlike other faiths, it did not confine spiritual presence to man-made structures. Instead, divinity was perceived as inherent in the land itself. Sacred groves were revered as places where the divine manifested. Healing springs and mist-veiled mountains also embodied spiritual power. This belief system emphasized a profound connection between spirituality and nature. The Celtic faith distinguished itself through its unique approach to spiritual preservation. Unlike many religions, it did not rely on sacred texts or written prayers for its doctrines. Instead, religious knowledge was entirely preserved and transmitted through an oral tradition. This method emphasized memory and direct verbal instruction for passing down beliefs. This highlights a distinct cultural mechanism for maintaining spiritual continuity across generations. Druids were the intellectual class within ancient Celtic society. They held multifaceted roles, serving as priests, judges, poets, and prophets. Their primary responsibility was to maintain and transmit sacred knowledge. This knowledge was passed down through extensive and rigorous oral training. Druids were central to the cultural, religious, and legal fabric of Celtic communities. The Druids possessed a vast body of sacred knowledge, central to their culture and practices. Their primary method for transmitting this knowledge was through oral tradition, passed down verbally. Crucially, this extensive knowledge was not committed to written form. Consequently, upon the deaths of individual Druids, much of their accumulated wisdom vanished. This oral-only system revealed a significant vulnerability in their knowledge preservation strategy. Understanding Celtic religion relies on three primary historical sources. The first source is archaeological findings, providing tangible evidence of ancient Celtic practices. The second source includes accounts from Greek and Roman observers, often influenced by their own cultural biases. These classical accounts may present a skewed or incomplete view of Celtic religious beliefs. The third source comprises stories recorded by Christian monks, compiled centuries after the Celtic period. Each source presents unique interpretive challenges, requiring careful analysis to reconstruct Celtic religion. The Celts were not a single, unified nation, but a diverse collection of tribes. These tribes shared common linguistic roots, forming a distinct cultural identity. They also shared similar cultural practices and artistic expressions. Religious traditions and spiritual beliefs were also common threads among Celtic peoples. At their peak, Celtic influence extended significantly across various regions of Europe. Their legacy is primarily defined by shared culture, language, and traditions rather than political unity. Celtic craftsmanship is renowned for its distinctive artistic style and technical skill. They produced a wide array of artifacts, including intricate metalwork, weapons, and jewelry. A hallmark of Celtic art is the use of complex, interwoven spiral patterns. These designs often incorporated highly stylized animal motifs, reflecting their connection to nature. The sophistication of these creations demonstrates the advanced artistic capabilities of Celtic artisans. Such artifacts served as powerful expressions of their unique cultural identity and beliefs. Druids considered written records sacrilegious for sacred knowledge. They believed such knowledge should reside solely in human memory. Knowledge was transmitted orally through decades of rigorous training. This oral tradition contributed to the loss of religious traditions during the Celtic world's decline. Reconstructing Celtic religion is a complex scholarly endeavor. It requires assembling fragments from diverse historical and archaeological evidence. This evidence is often biased, adding to the interpretive challenge. Modern scholars face a significant task in piecing together these disparate elements. Archaeological discoveries provide tangible insights into ancient Celtic religious practices and beliefs. Offerings were frequently deposited in natural bodies of water, such as rivers, lakes, and bogs. These offerings included diverse items like weapons, jewelry, cauldrons, and even human remains. Notable examples, such as Lindo Man, reveal sacrificial rituals and spiritual connections to the environment. The Gundestrup cauldron is a significant archaeological artifact discovered in a Danish bog. This ancient vessel is renowned for its intricate depictions of deities and ritualistic scenes. The detailed imagery provides valuable visual clues into Celtic religious iconography and practices. Despite its clear Celtic themes, the cauldron's precise cultural origin remains a subject of scholarly debate. It serves as a crucial, albeit enigmatic, source for understanding ancient European belief systems. Greek and Roman writers, including Julius Caesar, documented Celtic practices. These accounts often described aspects such as the Druids and their rituals. However, These historical records were frequently biased and prejudiced. They often portrayed Celts as barbarians, lacking civilization and refinement. This negative portrayal served to justify Roman conquest and expansion. Centuries after Christian conversion, Irish and Welsh monks documented old Celtic stories. They transformed ancient gods into legendary kings and heroes in their records. Goddesses were reinterpreted and documented as Christian saints. This process preserved narratives while altering their original religious context. The Celtic pantheon was extensive, encompassing over 200 named deities. Some deities were worshipped locally, specific to particular tribes or regions. Other deities, such as Lu, held pan-Celtic reverence across various tribes. This indicates a complex and regionally varied religious landscape within Celtic cultures. Roman syncretism involved equating foreign deities with their own gods. They often assigned Roman names like Mercury or Jupiter to Celtic divinities. These equivalences were often approximations rather than exact matches. The unique attributes and worship of Celtic gods were not fully captured by these Roman interpretations. Cernunnos is an ancient horned god, prominently featured in Celtic mythology and iconography. His most distinctive attribute is the antlers, symbolizing his connection to animals and the wild. He is often depicted with a torque, a neck ring, signifying status and divinity. Another key attribute is the ram-horned serpent, representing fertility and chthonic power. These attributes, as seen on the Gundestrup cauldron, mark him as Lord of Beasts, Nature, and Liminal Spaces. Lu is a prominent pan-Celtic deity, revered across various Celtic cultures. He was celebrated as a master of all arts and skills, embodying diverse talents. His name is preserved in numerous place names throughout Europe, indicating widespread veneration. The festival of Lughnasadh, dedicated to him, continues to be observed, showcasing his enduring cultural impact. The Morrigan, often called the Phantom Queen, is a prominent figure in Celtic mythology. She is primarily recognized as a goddess of war, battle, and sovereignty. The Morrigan frequently appeared in the form of a crow or raven, symbolizing death and conflict. Her presence was believed to foretell death and inspire warriors on the battlefield. Sometimes, she manifested as a triple goddess, alongside Macha and Bab, embodying various aspects of warfare. Brigid was an influential Celtic goddess associated with poetry, healing, and smithcraft. Her cult's prominence led to her assimilation into Christianity as Saint Brigid. This transition maintained a sacred fire at Kildare for centuries. The sacred fire at Kildare represents a direct continuation of pagan tradition within Christianity. Tyrannus was a prominent Celtic deity, revered as the god of thunder. He was strongly associated with the wheel, a widespread symbol in Celtic art. This wheel symbolized the sun, the sky, and the cosmic order within Celtic belief. The Romans identified Tyrannus with their own chief god, Jupiter, due to similar attributes. Epona is a distinctive horse goddess, revered for her unique adoption by the Roman cavalry. Her worship spread throughout the vast Roman Empire, a testament to her significance. She was primarily invoked for the protection of horses, vital to Roman military and daily life. Epona also safeguarded riders, ensuring their well-being during journeys and battles. Additionally, she was believed to guide souls to the otherworld, fulfilling a chthonic role. Beyond major deities, numerous local gods were revered in ancient belief systems. These local deities were often intrinsically linked to specific natural features. Examples include rivers, mountains, and springs, each embodying a distinct divine presence. This practice reflected a profound belief in the immanence of divinity within the natural world. Every natural element was considered to possess its own sacred spirit or deity. The river Bowen, for instance, was associated with its own specific local deity. Druids were not a hereditary caste. Anyone could aspire to become one, regardless of birth. Training involved an extensive period, often spanning up to 20 years, to master their vast knowledge. This rigorous education focused on memorization of oral literature, law, history, and religious lore. Such intensive intellectual development underscored the profound rigor of Druidic learning. Druids held significant authority within ancient Celtic societies, acting as religious and judicial figures. They presided over sacred rituals, including sacrifices, to maintain cosmic balance and community well-being. Druids interpreted omens and practiced divination to foresee the future and guide their communities. Beyond religious duties, they served as ambassadors, mediating disputes and representing their people. Their power extended to excommunication, a severe punishment that ostracized individuals from society. Excommunicated individuals were considered outlaws, losing all social standing and divine favor. The Celts conducted their rituals in specific natural settings known as nemata. Nemata were sacred groves or designated forest clearings, central to Celtic spiritual practices. Trees, particularly the oak, held profound reverence within these sacred spaces. These natural sanctuaries prohibited the cutting of living wood and the hunting of game. This practice signified the Celts' deep respect for nature and its inherent sanctity.